Okay, let's open up IDV by double clicking on it. You get a couple windows that'll come up. Let everything load. Alright, everything's good. You got help tips. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to minimize the black screen. And we got two screens now. We got a dashboard and a map view. Alright, we can just try and extend these a little bit. My mouse is super sensitive. There we go. Just got that like so. Extend that one like so. Let's go to data choosers. This tab right here. We're going to go to catalogs because we're going to look for some WaveWatch 3 data. We're going to go to the Unidata model data and the forecast products and analyses right here. Oh, actually it's forecast model data. There it is. Forecast model data. Go down to WaveWatch 3. Open that up. We want global. Open that up. And if you scroll down a little bit, we have latest collection. Let's open that up. Add source. Boom. Data sources. WaveWatch 3 is now loaded. We've got 2D grids and 3D grids. Let's explore what's in here real quick. Momentum is winds and waves. 3D has some waves too. Let's look at the wave height. Significant height of combined wind, waves, and swell right here. I'm going to click on that. Not double click, just single click, highlight it. How do we look at it? The displays right here. Go to plan view. You have a couple options. Color filled contour plan view. Select that. Times. Use them all. Default. That uses them all, right? Region. Do you want the whole globe? If so, use default. If not, select a region. I am going to zoom in a little bit with my mouse. Just drag and drop. And just pick a little area like that. Got color filled contour of significant height of combined wind, waves, and should be swell. Create display. There we go. It's loading 43 time steps every 3 hours. All right, looks good. Let's customize this. Oh, zoom in, increase the window. Use this plus magnifying button, click on that a few times. Zoom in. I'm going to change it to white on black. Color. View, color. Black on white. Black on white. Boom. Good. And I'm going to take this green default continental outline and make it black by clicking on default background maps. The only one that's checked is green right here. Click on that green. Black comes up. I'm going to color just come up and click on black. Push OK. I'll make it a little thicker too. Click on this line here. 2.5. Boom. Great. And just go forward in time. We've got wave height forecasts. Look at this. Bunch of white. Why? Because it's a color filled contour and the contours aren't high enough, so nothing's being contoured in there. Looks white or invisible. Let's fix that. Click on significant height of your wave stuff right there. Contour. Click on change. Contour interval. Let's go every 0.1. Just for, why not, 0.05 meters. Minimum value. 0. Maximum value. Never hurts. Let's just put 15. It's not going to get 15, but good to have extra contours. Doesn't mean you have to show them all. Okay, maybe 0.5 is too small. Go back to that contour interval. 0.1. Apply. Okay. All right, so here we now have your wave height. Okay. Now, a couple things we can do. Change the color scale. Click on wave height, color table, click on default, edit color table. We can go to color tables here and pick a new one. Color tables to basic. Go down, I don't know, pick one, bright 38. Why not? Okay, range going, I'm going to say from 0.5 to 4. Push apply. Okay. Okay. Boom. Push play. Just watch it over time. Wave height. Something came off the North Atlantic. East Coast US. Big wave heights. Alright. Watch them evolve over time. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to load one more thing on this just for demonstration. And then you can try loading as much as you want. Okay. Let's add, go to field selector. Let's add some wind information. Let's add wind speed and wind vectors. Okay. Wind speed at ground level. Okay, great. Color filled contour. Sure, you want to see what color shaded looks like? Let's look at color shaded just to make it different. Times the same, regions the same. Create display, wind speed. Now it doesn't show anything. Well, first it's still loading data. But you gotta click. If you click on wind speed, go to displays. There's a little thing here that says shade colors. Click on that. Boom. There it is. There's your wind speed. Alright. Go into the future. Some forecasts. Okay. Now, I want to change my color scale. I'm going to click on wind speed. Look, there's no contour stuff to change because we didn't do contours. It was just shaded. So we're doing, click on the color table. Edit the color table. Instead of 0 to 80 knots, let's just go to 20. Okay. Apply. Boom. See it right over here. Nice change. Okay. You want to smooth it? See what it looks like with some smoothing? Okay. Alright, let's just go in the future. These are wind speeds. Okay. Wind speeds. Now what if I wanted to know the direction of these winds? Well, we can do that too. Go back to field selector. Go to I believe it is derived. And we got true wind vectors from U and V components. And how are we going to display them now? Well, got our options here. But let's go to vectors. Okay. Okay, so vectors, times the same, regions the same. Create display. It's loading my U and V components. Calculating and going to map vectors for me. And what are we going to get? Almost there. Done. Done. Boom. Okay, a lot of vectors. Probably too many. I'm going to zoom in a little bit by pressing this plus key. See these little arrows there? It's their wind direction. Now, I'm going to click on the vectors here, the legend, and I'm going to make some changes. I want them to be black first. Color. Remember, I just click on it and this pops up automatically. Color, not magenta, black. All right. There are too many of them. It's cluttered. I'm going to skip every other or something like that. Better. Okay. Can I make the line width more? Okay. What about the arrow scale? I can barely see the arrows go. See how the arrowheads are increasing a little bit better or more when I do this? Go up to 2.4. I'll go back to 2. That's good. Alright. If I wanted, I could click on Streamline. Get streamlines. Same information, but I'm going to go back to vectors. Okay. So now we have wind speed and direction. All from the WaveWatch 3. Now, how fast is that? Well, I could have plotted wind barbs and that would have shown me. If you recall when we did the field selector, there was a wind barb plan view. We could do that. Would you like to see what that looks like? Why not? Just click on that, create display, loading things up. Give it a second, a couple seconds, halfway there. And what do we got? What do we got? Come on. 43. Deselect my vector plan view. Got wind barbs. I'm going to click my barbs, change those to black. Too many of them. I'm going to skip. What happens if I skip 2? That's pretty cool. I like that. And now I can look at this in time. And now I have wind speed and direction. Now if I wanted with my wind speed, I can click on that, go to properties, this little blue button there, go to color scales, make it visible. On the right side, show the units. Give me some numbers here. Font size, font color, black. Okay. What if I apply this? Will I get a color scale that shows up for wind speed? For some reason it's reading in the wind data again. Don't know why it's doing that. Reading in the components. Okay, I don't know why that's doing that for color scale, but we'll give it a second. Huh. This is new. Kind of going haywire and rereading everything, just put the color scale up, but let's see what we got. I'm waiting. It stopped. Okay. Oh, there's my color scale right there. Beautiful. Meters per second. All right. So meters per second. So that's about 12, 15 or so. That looks to be about 10, 25 knots. These are barbs are probably in knots. I'm guessing. You can interrogate that a little bit more closely. Probably some documentation of what the units are, but I think the wind barbs. Let's look. Maybe it's meters per second also. 25. Definitely not meters per second. Take that back, because here we've got 25. So these must be knots. All right, great. So here we go. So essentially, this is how you use IDV to read in WaveWatch 3 data. Now there's so much more you can load in, but I'm not going to clog up the video. It's the same process. You want field selectors, you want wave period, wave direction. You can read those in. You can also go back to data choosers, scroll up. You can read in the GFS model data. Click on that. Quarter degree forecast. Latest collection. Add that. Let it load for a sec. Now you've got GFS model data. You can look at geopotential heights, right? You can look at mean sea level, pressure. You can look at a lot of stuff. Okay, it's all the same process. You click on something, times, region settings, how do you want to look at it? Plan view, color filled contours, for example, just a contour. I'd suggest just a contour for mean sea level pressure. You get the idea. Okay. Can I capture image? Test. Let me show you. I'm gonna capture this image here. I'm gonna put it on the desktop. Call it test on the desktop. Did it save on this desktop? Where did it save? I'm using a Windows emulator, so I'm wondering if it saved over here somewhere else. I don't know where it saved it. Anyway. Oop, there we go. It saved it somewhere. I should be more careful when I start saving this stuff. Anyway, to save your images, view, capture, image. It's saved somewhere, but I'm using a different Windows emulator and it's driving me crazy. It's like working on two different computers on the same thing. Let me try it here. Save. There we go. And I can double click on my new saved image. Oh, how to open this? Give me a break. I don't know. What's the best one to open it with? You tell me. I don't use Windows anymore. I'm gonna go preview. Is that for a Mac all? Just once? Oh, here we go. Boom. That's where I saved, right? Okay. Let's go back to here. And what I would recommend, File, Save As. You want to save this as an IDV bundle. And I'll explain in a second what that means. Okay, let's just call this WMO training. And it's an X IDV bundle. You can do a Z or an X .X IDV. Push save. There it is right there. I got this file, WMO training IDV. What does that do? What does an X IDV bundle do? It saves all my settings, right? So I can now close my IDV. Okay. Yes, I want to exit. Okay, close. Now I can reopen it. Let it reopen. Give it a second. Let my windows come up. Be patient. Let everything load. Got my tips. Great. All right, now what I do, go to this little folder menu that looks like an open folder. Click on that. It's going to open file. Here's my one I just saved, wmotraining.xidv. Open that. Remove everything existing. Yep. Just keep those two. Boom, boom, boom. Good. Now it's going to open everything I just closed in the exact perspective and settings of everything I just did before. So give this about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, depending on how many things you displayed, and it's going to open everything for you back how you just had it. Now the advantage of this is that we use the default time settings, which is always the latest available to the maximum. So every time you reopen this XIDV bundle, it's going to automatically grab the latest WaveWatch 3 data for you. I can open up tomorrow, and I'm going to get the latest starting tomorrow. Okay? You can see it's still reading stuff in, and it's going to do that for a little bit. And it is done. Back in business. Now, this is just not even scratching the surface. There's so much it can do. It's a ZIDV bundle. What is a .zidv? Well, that's something else, right? How do you save animations? That's something else. Or same thing as saving capturing a figure, but it's an animation. You can do multi-panes, right? You can, instead of having one map, you can have a map view of 2 maps. There's just so much to do. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. Definitely ask me questions if you have any, and let's keep that in mind. Thank you.